So for those that don't know me, my name's Anthony Farnell. I'm a meteorologist over at Global News, and I've been involved in this project Winter Survival, and also obviously in the summer with Engage and Change for years now. It might actually be a decade. Obviously this year is a little bit different. With COVID, it's been different for all of us, but it's definitely different for events like this. And I'll have Jody come over and say a couple words in just a second on exactly how we still made this happen. But I do want to start just with the year that it's been, and basically with with COVID, it's difficult for all of us, but it's especially different for the most vulnerable in Toronto. And they have always been taking it on the chin, but especially when services get shut down, when the need for social distancing can't be attained, and of course in the last few months, now that it's getting colder, the need is greater than ever. So small projects like this, obviously it's not a solution, it's a band-aid, it's something that we don't want to have to do, but it's something that's desperately needed in a city that has an increasing number of those without a roof over their head. So I do want to bring Jody in right now from Engage and Change, and I'm just going to ask you to just explain how this was able to happen with COVID and how we got all this done. Jody?
Thank you, and thank you to everybody who made today happen. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the history of Engage and Change, and afterwards, Rhonda, who heads up the board, is going to talk to you about what's really happening today. But out there right now, there's almost 10,000 homeless people on our streets that can actually be counted. And living in a shelter is a really scary thing on a regular basis, but during COVID, it's even a worse thing. And you know what we heard is there's so many shelters that have had to go to half capacity or even closed down, and people who are homeless are terrified to go in them. And then imagine coupling on now, we're in a lockdown. If someone's sleeping outside, they can't go outside and go into the local restaurant and go to the bathroom and wash their hands. So something as simple as that is a real problem. And there's a multitude of problems, but this is just one of them. So at Engage and Change, we're a band-aid solution. We don't want to be doing this, and we've been doing this for sadly 22 years. This year was a really big challenge. How do we do this during COVID and keep everybody safe? Rhonda's going to talk to you about how we did it, but I'm just grateful to everybody. You know, we're all having a really tough time struggling through what's going on, but what gets me through each day is I've got a roof over my head. So we really need to put this project out of business. We need long-term housing and supportive solutions to help these people. But in the meantime, Engage and Change will be doing Project Winter Survival and Project Water until it's over. And we can talk about afterwards too, all the survival supplies and how we've had to make it a COVID survival kit right now. Anthony, I'm going to announce Rhonda. Rhonda Best is, we met many years ago through business, and that's what the great story about this is a bunch of business volunteer people with business minds getting together to make this happen. And Rhonda's a really dedicated board member, and I'm going to let her fill you in on what we had to do this year. Rhonda?
Thanks, Jody. So it was quite a year, and back in September, we had a lot of discussions about whether we would go ahead with the event. We decided we would. As the fall went on and things developed, it became clear we would have to pivot, and like all businesses in the city, have to do things quite a different way this year. We're fortunate that Elliott Strachan and Strachan Developments donated this warehouse space to us so that we can have a very large warehouse space to store our inventory and also to be able to pack kits in a socially distanced way. A couple of our corporate sponsors stepped up, and they sent small groups of volunteers, and then I was here along with my husband and Sue Mercer, another board member, and one of her good friends, Glenda, and Jody was here. We were just packing kits, breaking down cardboard, toting out garbage, doing whatever we had to do to get this job done and get these 3,000 kits produced. So we're super happy that today the kits are done. We're getting them out to the homeless where they need to be, and I think that we're all proud of that fact. Thank you.
So just to let you guys know, this is what the kits look like, and I'm sure you've seen what goes in them, but a little bit different this year. Normally we always have the items that are great for the cold winter days, which, by the way, today's beautiful, but the cold is coming over the next week or two. It is going to start feeling like January, so it's really a timely event that we're having this right now. A little bit different this year. We have masks. Obviously, it's easy for some of us to get our hand on masks, but for others, it is very difficult, and it's something that can keep us safe, and that becomes a new life or death situation. Also, hand sanitizer. That's something that again is very important, especially if you have been outside and maybe needed to go to the bathroom, to wash your hands, to shower. The facilities are all closed. Even your local coffee shops are sometimes closed. McDonald's, everything is all drive-through only. So very handy to have some of this stuff, and you can see everything that goes in these kits right here. To bring it all home, I mean, I could talk all day about what it would be like, but we want to go firsthand with a couple that has been on the street for a while now. They are living through homelessness during the time of COVID. So I do want to bring up Allison and Daniel to just say a couple of words about what it has been like for you guys over the last year.
Talk loud, guys.
Hi, thank you for having us. Like you said, we've been homeless for a while, but services like this and charities out there like this are essential for us homeless people. We don't have access to what everybody else would have access to at an immediate basis. So we rely on charities and organizations like this to give us these services and these kits. These kits are a matter of life and death for us. We live outside and amongst people, and we don't have a choice but to be there, but we can make better choices in the future. But right now, with the pandemic, me and my wife have been on the street since the beginning. We have been COVID-free, thank God. But I want to just hear from my wife and see how she feels about being on the streets during the whole pandemic.
It was rough, struggling every day.
Speak up, Allison.
Like I said, it's been rough, struggling every day, looking for places to sleep, places to wash our hands and have a shower, places to eat. Like you said, everything was closed, and it was really hard. So I'm just glad that we have somebody like Jody to help us out and let us stay with her in her warehouse. And now these kids are amazing because of Jody and her organization. And like I said, everything is just great now, and we're in a shelter now because of Jody and everybody else around us every day to help us get in. So we're grateful that we're having it right now. So
Your charities are truly our friends right now. We rely a lot on your charities to help us survive through this pandemic. This pandemic's not going to go away. I want us to work together, engage in change. It has to happen now for people that are less fortunate. And it helps with organizations that we see all over Toronto and the world. So let's make change.
Thank you, Allison, Daniel, and it kind of brings it all together, right? And I know a lot of people hopefully and thankfully are coming together and are supporting organizations like Engage and Change, and the need is obviously greater than ever. Food banks as well. It all comes together, and we don't want to leave anybody behind. So thank you guys for your story, and if anybody wants to talk to them, I'm sure you guys are willing to do that as well, and we can continue to get that message out. And look at the lineup of cars, and this is kind of in a time of COVID, the fact that we're able to just load in these bags and they can be on their way to the different shelters around the city. It's incredible to see and to be part of. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Jody. I know you've been working tirelessly to get this done, and I'm just really impressed that we don't miss out on a year that the need is greater than any other. So I'm excited to be part of the summer project and to continue to working with you and to all the volunteers as well. So thank you.
Hopefully we will have no COVID in the summer, Anthony. We'll be able to do what we normally do.
The vaccines are coming. So
Yep.
thanks.
Thank you, everybody. You're great. Michael, to take a picture, Rhonda. Are we ready? We'll stand the